All right, good morning, everybody. My name is Javier Lugo, and I make comics. All right, so today what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to draw a comic book. I'm going to start, okay? This video is going to be about 40 minutes in length. So what I want to do, I want to cover just the basics of what it takes to make a comic book, okay? All right, so we got to start off with the most important part, which is the script. Guys, if you don't have a script, you got nothing to work off of. Good comics start off like this, good scripts. So I went online and I got the DC Comics sample script. It's the Catwoman sample. So I've just printed it out, okay? And I have it on both sides, so I'll be going over that later. You need something to draw on. At this point in time, I use Canson comic book art boards, 11 by 17. They're already pre-lined. So that's a whole bunch of lining I don't have to worry about, okay? And what else do I need? I need some scratch paper because I'm going to do a lot of sketching and thumbnails and such. And this doesn't have to be expensive paper. I use extra photocopy paper for my printer. I'm going to need some pencils. I use these mechanical pencils. Actually, I'm not going to use this one because this is light blue. It's a non-photo blue. Normally, I do layouts in this type of book and this type of art with the blue line, but you know that's not going to show up on the camera, so I'm going to put this one away and I'm going to sketch strictly with this one. Okay. All right. So it's got plenty of lead. I need a sharpener, and I need an eraser of some kind. So I got this one right here. I got plenty of lead. And I got this one right here. Guys, it's not too expensive in the supplies part. The most important and the most expensive part is the paper. Okay? So this one, I wait until it's on sale at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or wherever you get your supplies at. I go to Blix in Tampa. And actually, I get a different kind of paper over there. This I get at Michael's. When it's buy one, get one for $1 or 50% off. With a coupon, I buy it on sale. I try not to pay full price for my art supplies because I'm an artist. I don't have that kind of money to blow on regular price stuff. Oh, here's another component, ladies and gentlemen. Without coffee, I don't function. So I need coffee to make comics. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's get started. All right. So I also have a highlighter here, and this is my process. I normally start off with a script. Okay, I got to figure out how many pages I need to draw, so that's page 1. Let me see how many pages this one has. Pages 2 and 3 is a double page spread. Great. All right. Let's see. Page 4 and 5 is another double page spread. And page 6. Okay, now for purposes of this demonstration, we're going to work on page 1 only. Okay, so what I need to know who's going to be in it. So it's Catwoman and Batman. Okay, let me keep going down the script, see if there's anything else I need to illustrate. Close up on Batman, close up on Catwoman, reaction shot of Batman, back to Catwoman, and Gotham City. Okay, alright. So we have 3 main characters. We have the city itself, we have Catwoman and Batman. Now, the next thing I do is try to figure out where exactly this story is taking place. It takes place in Gotham City, but I personally kind of like to know, is it raining, is it snowing, is it cold, is it hot, is it sweltering, is it daytime, is it nighttime, is it cloudy, is it clear? Because these things help, you know, the story. Okay, so it doesn't state anything here about it being nighttime. It doesn't say that. I have to assume it's nighttime because I don't think Catwoman and Batman will be out there during the day. So that means I get to play a lot with the environment, okay? Alright, so the next thing I would do normally is that I would try to sketch out the characters. I got to make sure I know how to draw these guys. Now, of course, I know how to draw Catwoman, I know how to draw Batman. But when you encounter a comic book that you're doing, these people need to be fleshed out. So you need to kind of have a good idea of what Batman looks like. And of course, for today's story, we have to consider which version of Batman are we using. Okay, so what I do here is I do like a basic skeleton to try to get the details right. Like for example, is it the Batman with the oval shape, or is it the Batman with just a bat signal, so to speak? Is it the Batman with the yellow buckle, or is it the one without one? You know, is it the one with just let's like this? Okay. I don't have a Batman toy, so I can't really base it off of anything that I have. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do my version of Batman right here. Okay, I'm going to sketch it out. Okay, I'm going to anchor it at the shoulder, at the clavicle. Okay, gauntlets. How am I going to do the gauntlets? I'm going to, I'm just going to keep it simple in this case. Okay, it's going to be the standard gauntlets from, the 70s and 80s. And with the 3 little bat wings there. That's it. Underwear, yes or no? That's the biggest question, yes or no? No underwear. Less lines. He's going to wear pants. Okay. Alright. And the boot. Well, I'm going to use the standard boot, so that way I don't have to draw too many details on it. Alright. So you got your basic Batman right here. Okay. Alright, so now I know if I have any questions about which version of Batman I'm going to draw, it's this one. Okay. Now, decision time. Long ears? Foot long ears? Or... yeah, I'm going to use foot long ears. Why not? I just made it up on the spot. That's the beauty of making comics. You can make these kind of decisions and change your mind later if you want to. Or live with them. It doesn't really matter. It's your comic. It's your art. You do it any way you want. Alright, so let me backtrack here. The purpose of today's video is to actually show you the process that I use to when I draw comics. Okay. Actually, what I do is that I read the whole entire script once just to make sure I understand what the story demands. And as I'm reading it, I'm trying to come up with visuals. How would this look? How can I depict it? What kind of framing can I use? Stuff like that. And these are all just concepts at this point. But the next step after determining exactly, which version of the character you're going to use. I mean, I don't need to draw this hand because it's the same as this one because we're bilateral, symmetrical. So if I know how to draw half of Batman, I can draw the other half. Alright, so let me refuel. Okay, so the Catwoman I'm going to use, I'm going to use the Jim Balent one. Why not? With the long hair, skin tight, bodysuit. And the very high gloves. Okay, now this is off the top of my head. I can't remember exactly how her cowl works. But that's the beauty of the internet. I can always find out. So I'm going to go ahead and use my device and look it up later. Okay? Alright. So those are the 2 characters. I know who they are. I know the players. And so that's the characters. Okay? Alright. So you probably should draw your character sideways as well and from the back. So if they're brand new characters, you definitely want to design them. But that's a different lesson. Okay, at this point, we're not designing anything new. We're using something that's pre-established to proceed quickly with the art. All right, so the next thing I do is per page, I want to find out how many panels I have. So let me just grab a pen here real quick and figure that out. I got 1 panel. I got 2, 3, 4, 5, and I have a 6th panel. Okay, so that means somehow I'm going to have to divide the page into 6 panels, which shouldn't be too hard to do. Okay, let me grab a page. Let me put this away. Alright, so this page I'm going to use, it's already pre-lined. Let me, I guess, pull a little bit closer to you so you can see it. Okay, this area right here, it says live area. Everything in here is going to see print. Okay, anything you put outside of that may be cut by the printer, or if it's printed on the page sideways or a little bit too much this way or that way. So what I try to do, I live here. That's where I draw everything, because everything I do is important. If it's not important, I'm not going to draw it. Okay, that's just the way I approach my art. So there it is. That's where I live and die, is in that live area. Okay. I've been hearing or listening to documentaries, and Jack Kirby normally started from the top left and worked his way down. I've heard say that he would start off with whatever element he wanted popping at the viewer first, put that on the page, and then work everything around it. Obviously, I'm no Jack Kirby, but I have to plan my stuff out. I can't just plop stuff down, because I can tell after the drawing is done, it's like, I didn't plan this out. And comics need to be planned if you want to draw good comics. Alright, so what I try to do next is, once I figured out how many panels, I want to figure out which one is the main one, which is the money shot, which is the one that's going to make this page sing. When I was a reader, there was always one panel in almost every page that looked better than everything else. And that's the panel that I copied when I drew, when I practiced on my own. So I need to make sure I give that opportunity for my viewers, the people who enjoy my comic, that they have a nice, cool drawing in there that they can later look at it and be like, oh yeah, I want to draw it that way. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started here. Alright, another thing you guys definitely need, you need a table of some kind, or some kind of wood panel that you can draw on. It should be tilted, but for purposes of the video, it's going to be flat. And you need good lighting. Without good lighting, obviously you can't see, you can't draw well. Alright, okay, so let me read these here with you. Panel 1, establishing shot. Catwoman, Batman on a rooftop in Gotham City. Catwoman holds up the duffel bag of money, points to it, eyes wide, a small coy smirk. She's making a joke. So as an establishing shot, you don't really need to go. Establishing shot is not supposed to take, half of your page. Okay. Now, could it? Sure, if that's what you want to do. But then you have to fit 5 panels down in here. What if there's something more important down here in the next 5 panels? So that's why you don't want to start off immediately with, oh yeah, I'm going to do awesome establishing shot, take off, 50% of my real estate on it, unless that's what the story demands. Alright, so the second panel is a close-up on Batman and motionless. That means it doesn't have to be huge. So this can be an A panel, which means a moneymaker, and this can be a B panel. Close-up on Catwoman's stern, so that's a B panel. That doesn't have to be huge. Reaction shot of Batman, that does not have to be huge, so we'll keep that at B. Back to Catwoman. Well, you saw, this is a great shot right here. I can turn this very static, very normal shot of Catwoman into a poster-like pose. And that could be another money shot. And let's see, small panel. The writer actually indicated this one needs to be the small panel, so I'm going to call this C. Okay, so you have 2 panels where you can go to town, 3 panels that you can, don't have to do too much, and then this one, which is obviously super small. Okay, so what do we have this sketch paper for? Let me move this out of the way. Here's why. Because I'm not going to sketch out on that. That paper is about $1 a sheet. This is about $1 per 100 sheets. So if I'm going to make any mistakes, I'll do it at this size and on this paper. So this is my technique. This is what I do. And every one of you is going to develop your own technique, but for now, this is what I do. I fold my page in half, and then I fold it in half again. I'm going to end up with 4 rectangles. Alright. Now, those of you at home in the beautiful island of Puerto Rico, you can use a ruler. Con una regla, right? Cross it. Alright, now why am I doing this? Well, because I'm going to give this page a couple of tries, trying to figure out what's the right combination of shapes and sizes that gives me the most bang for this page. Okay, so here's what I'll do. Let me try an establishing shot that's about, I can do it completely like this, right? Have buildings there. And let's see, and is Batman and Catwoman on there? Alright, now, they're on a rooftop. But they don't have to be static on a rooftop. They could be leaping on a rooftop. Doesn't really, well, actually, there is some acting here. Catwoman holds up the duffel bag of money, points to it, eyes wide, a small coy smirk. She's making a joke. Okay, well then this long distance view of the city is no good. So, guess what? I'm not going to bother erasing it. Let's move on to the second try. So, in this case, I need to have two figures in the city. So let me try that. Okay, we can have, I don't know, here's the rooftop, here's Catwoman, alright, and here's Batman. And she has the duffel bag, right? Duffel bag of money, so it's one, okay. Points to it, eyes wide. Okay, so eyes wide means I need to show her face. So she can't be facing him, she has to be facing us. So I'm going to have her hand go here, pointing forward. Here she has the hand, and here's the duffel bag. And here's Batman, and we'll put, Gotham City in the background. Alright, that's not too bad. This just gets it started. So panel 2 close-up on Batman and motionless. Now, there's two close-ups on Batman, so I can use this space right here and just divide it into two. That's 2 more squares. Close-up on Batman and motionless. Put it down. So, here's a rule I learned from photography. Rule of thirds. Don't put your stuff right here. Bart Sears showed me that too. I know. Put it in one of these other quadrants that's not in the center, unless you actually need it to be in the center. Okay? So if Batman is going to be emotionless, I'm going to have him, since I already established that he's on the right, she's on the left, he's looking this way, she's looking this way, I'm going to go ahead and put his darn silly head right there. Okay. Then it's a close-up on Catwoman's stern. Now, so I'm going to put her on the opposite side. Okay. Now, these are all circles and stuff. At this point, I'm not really into detail. I just want to get the concept down. All right, panel 4. Reaction shot. Okay, so panel 5 needs to be the biggest one. So, I'm just going to come up with the biggest one right here. And 2 on the side. Now, I'm working with rectangles mostly. I'm not using odd-shaped ones. I'm a newbie. I'm not that experienced yet to pull that. Can I? Sure. But I'm not going to do it every page, especially not the first page. That's just setup. So I'm going to save that for a dramatic shot later on in the comic. Alright, so that's 3 panels down. Panel 4 is a reaction shot of Batman. So, what's a reaction? From here to here is his reaction. So if he says, "You stole it," is he pointing at her? Is he grabbing his cape? Is he just simply, I don't know. Is it the same head but with smaller eyes? I know it sounds silly, but he's only got 3 words. It fits. Alright. So, panel 5, back to Catwoman. No kidding, now that's finally a problem for you. So she's got a lot of words here, so you want to leave space for the words, right? And this is a shot of Catwoman. So, of course, Catwoman is not just going to stand there, she's going to move. Anybody that owns a cat, I don't own a cat, but anybody who owns a cat knows a cat really stays still. They're always moving, they're always balancing, they're always topping something, pushing something off. So I'm going to try to get that playfulness in her. So, I'm going to have her, well, right here, she's giving her back to them. I'm going to have her turn. So I'm trying to think like a dancer. Okay, plus she's also holding the evidence, the duffel bag of money. Now, is this a butt shot? Yeah, I'm sorry. We all have butts, and that's just the way it works, okay? If this were a guy, I'd draw his butt just the same. Alright? So, this is her. Her hair kind of indicates where she was versus where she is right now. There you go. Now, if I want to put Batman in shadow, let's say in silhouette, I can do that. Right? Okay, and the last panel is small panel. Batman grabs her arm, snapping his hand around her bicep. I'm not asking you to drop it, so it's a little bit of a violent gimme. Give me that. Alright, so I guess we can do this. Well, hold on. Grabs her arm, okay. Now, here's the thing. Could I just draw that and have the hand off panel? Sure. But another thing that Bart Sears taught us was, don't cut off the extremities. Don't cut off hands and feet just because they're hard to draw or because you're lazy. Rework the panel. Now, if Batman is grabbing her hand, I think I would like to see her reacting to that. And then this is his hand grabbing her hand. Like, no you didn't. You just grabbed me? Oh, big mistake, Batman. Kind of like that. Okay? So that's my first attempt at breaking this down to 6 panels. Now, does this do the job? Yeah, in a way, I guess it does. Let's confirm. That's another thing you want to do. Once you draw, once you have a layout, you want to confirm. Does it do the job? Sometimes you get so much into the drawing, you forget to do your job, which is to do what it says here. So, establishing shot. Batman and Catwoman on a rooftop. You can kind of guess it's a rooftop. But maybe I could do a better job at that. Nah, I've got ideas already. Number 2, close-up on Batman and motionless. So if it's emotionless, I'm just going to show his eyes. This will be all shadow. And then Catwoman, stern. So a look of stern, when somebody gives you a stern look, you need to see their eyebrows, right? So the rest of it can be in shadow, but you need to see their eyebrows and maybe a insinuation of their mouth. So you want to make sure you can show the eyes, the mouth, but the rest of it, by all means, can be in shadow. I really don't know how to draw this Catwoman. You know what, maybe I should go with the spunky one. Well, it don't matter. Alright. So here's Batman again, and now the stern look here. Let me see if that's right. Reaction shot. Panel 4. But what's his reaction? Is he smiling? Is he angry? No emotion here. But here's a reaction. But what reaction? See, the writer, in this case, didn't give me any information on how would he react. Does he smile? Does he find it funny that she's trying this in his city? This is where I kind of put in my personality. This is an opportunity for me to kind of spice this up. So what's a reaction shot of Batman? I think John Buscema said it, that if you're going to draw anything, draw with drama. So instead of him just going like, okay, just blinking his eyes, I'm going to have him react a little bit more dramatically. Just a little bit. Right? I was being sarcastic. It's very, very dramatic here. Yeah, he's very angry that she stole it. Alright. Okay, panel 5, does it do the job? Back to Catwoman. Is this a money shot? Can I turn this into a money shot for her? Where people are like, oh yeah, that's awesome drawing of her, I want to copy it. Well, this one's actually pretty good. But this one, I don't know. I may need to change that. Alright, and then panel 6. Small panel, Batman grabs her arm, snapping his hand around her bicep. I do like this. Notice how the focus is right in the middle. And the lettering can actually go down here to indicate, Batman off panel. Now, notice, talking about that, Batman off panel. It says Batman grabs her arm. I assume just showing his hand is enough. But maybe I need to draw the entirety of Batman, or more identifying features of Batman grabbing her. Or maybe I can just trust that if you notice there's only 2 people on the rooftop, it's the same 2 people. I'm going to trust the viewer that they understand that this is Batman. And I guess with the little, bat wingy thingies, they'll know. Alright. So, that one's okay. But here's the thing. Comics are not supposed to be about okay drawings. They're supposed to be about incredible drawings, awesome action, heightened drama. So while this one, panel may do the job, this is not the way I'm going to do my final. I need more out of these drawings. If I were buying a comic book, that would be a pretty boring establishing shot. Okay? Why is it? It's because it's pretty much straightforward. You're looking at them at the same, at a certain eye level. For example, imagine you're drawing just two people like so. It's pretty boring looking at them face forward. But if I tilt the action a little, it may create some more excitement, or maybe do it from a different angle. So I don't normally use my toys to illustrate that. I try to use, I do that in my mind, kind of mess around with the camera location. But, little miniatures do help in doing that. So what will be exciting? Here's my second version, okay? This is first try. Now, if I'm going to take 25% of the real estate to establish stuff, I'm going to make sure that it does a great job establishing Gotham. So should we pull back? Yeah, I think we should. I think we should. Now, we could do something like this. To kind of illustrate as one rooftop of many. Right? And then Batman is here. You can have him a silhouette. And have his cape billowing in the wind. And then I can have Catwoman over here. Now, in scale, that doesn't work. It's a nice idea, but it doesn't work. Because I have to show so many things. I have to show, on page 1, I have to show she's holding a duffel bag of money, points to it, and eyes wide. So I really can't do a far away shot. Now, if this were my story, I would split this into two. And depending on your comfort level with your writer, you can do things like that. You can add a panel if it'll enhance the story. Okay. In this case, I don't know the writer. I'm assuming they want exactly what's this. This has been approved by the editor. This is what they expect to see. Not 7 panels. 6 panels with this being happening in the first shot. Okay. So what I'm going to do, let me go back to formula here. Let me try to do this one, but from maybe a more extreme angle, like from the floor. Okay, I'm going to do a worm's eye view. Maybe I don't need to show all of Catwoman. Maybe I just need to show enough of her. Oh, actually, that's not bad. I like that. See, with this one I can play with the darkness of her boots and her hands and her gloves, excuse me. Alright? Duffel bag is a rectangular, or I guess I can make it a round duffel bag. Kind of like a gym bag, I guess. And then I could put Batman, let's say instead of just standing there, let's have him landing there. See, it says he's on a rooftop, but it doesn't say he's doing anything, so why don't we put him? Because he doesn't talk. So let's just put him landing there. There you go. Actually, that works a lot better. I can have some silhouettes of buildings in the background here, showing that they are high up in the city, but they are higher rooftops. Actually, that's a much better, and I can always darken this. And this makes for a much more exciting first panel than this one. See, this is straightforward. This is with more of a dramatic angle. And this is an upshot, okay? Now, here's another thing when you're drawing, you need reference, okay? And I don't mean, looking up on the internet. You need to, for me, I need to have reference readily available. Okay, something I remember from a book, I need to be able to pull out the book, show it, kind of see it, copy the technique that I'm remembering, and move on. Now, right now I'm looking for my How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way, and I don't think I have a copy of it anymore. Let's see, do I? No, it doesn't seem like I have it anymore. Okay. Well, in any case, there was a panel that demonstrates different kinds, like a bird's eye view, which had the torch flying around Namor, and there was a worm's eye view, which had Spider-Man versus a whole bunch of cops in front of a museum. So that one is pretty much what I borrowed here. Okay, I think that's a much stronger panel. And does it have enough space for her dialogue? Yes, it does. Okay, I could put dialogue 1 and dialogue 2. It's enough space. If it's not enough space, it's just a sketch. When I draw it, I can accommodate a little bit more space on the top. Alright, so panel 2 and panel 3. Okay, we're going to work on panel 2 and panel 3. I like panel 1, that's good. This is my panel 1, that's what I'm going to use. Alright, that's it. Okay, let me reuse the back of this page for panel 2 and 3. Alright, so panel 2 is a close-up on Batman and motionless. Put it down. Now, how would Batman say, put it down? Oh, I don't know. Probably with a very grave voice. Put it down. Now, do you think he has to actually point down? Like, put it down right now? No. Just his presence should put all the threat into what he's saying. Okay? It's not a request. He's not saying, hey, please, lay it down there if you don't mind. No, he's saying put it down. He doesn't want to repeat himself. Fuel. So, how would he do this? Now, he's emotionless. But, I want to show a cool pose of Batman here. Batman in a cool pose. So, tell you what. As he lands here, he's going to crouch. Right? Now, crouching Batman. Now, remember the rule of 3? Rule of thirds? I'm going to put him right here. I'm going to put his face right there. Bat ears right there. Then his neck, his spine. Should I do it when he lands or after he's standing up? Hey, why not draw them both and pick one? So for example, I can do here. Here's Batman. All emotionless, right? Yeah, right. With his back cape around him. Having just landed. Okay, now that cape actually probably shouldn't be still up if he's landed. His cape should be over his shoulders. There you go, that's a little better. Kind of obscuring most of his body. There you go. Alright, so we got the gray of his suit. Got his fist right there. His two bat ears. That's not bad. That's not bad. But I need it better. Not bad is, you don't want to bother finishing a not bad panel. You want to do a great job. This is my sample that I'm going to send in eventually. So I don't want to just, oh, average Batman, let me draw him there. I want the most dramatic, emotional, impactful one I can. So this is okay, but but not good enough. So let's try. Well, you know what? The upshot worked there. Let's continue the upshot. And we can do more buildings. Maybe some clouds? Yeah, we can do that. There you go. And these lines kind of guide you here. And this negative, this positive space kind of says, look at me. Alright, let's try that. Let me block this in. See if it does the job. I think it will. And I think I totally stole this from a vanilla artist. But that's okay. I'm going to do it in my own way. I like it. I already like it. I know I do. Put his nostrils right there. His mouth right there. Give him a couple of stray hairs. And his chin hairs. And there it is. Now, do you agree with me? Is this better than this? I like the drama of this one. I like how it's doing this versus this. Okay? Plus, someone looking down on you indicates that they're in a position of power. And that's what Batman is all about. The threat. The threat of using his power, which you know is greater than yours, on you. Alright. I like this one. I'm going to go with this one. This is great. I like this one. Now, you may disagree. Alright, so that's panel 2. Let's take a look at panel 3. Panel 3. Close up on Catwoman. Alright, let's grab a new sheet. Close up on Catwoman. Alright, so we already established her here. This one's going to go right there. And then right next to it is her. So, let's try, how would she look? Now, where did I get this rectangle shape? From this. Okay, the layout that I'm using. So, close up on Catwoman, stern. What does a stern woman look like? Does she look at you? Does she look off camera? Does she look to the left, to the right, up or down? Now, Batman is clearly established as being on the right-hand side, and he's looking to the left to engage the other character. So the other character needs to be on this half of the page. Okay. Now, she can occupy a small amount, or a large amount, or most of this. I mean, you know what? Why not? Why can't she also be in a position of strength? Because really, I don't need to show her doing anything but being stern. So. Serious looking stern, I guess that's the same. No. If you know anything about what I've been through tonight, you know I've earned it. Close up on Catwoman. So, do I have to do mouth closed? I could. That's a lot of words from a closed mouth. Do I do mouth semi-open? Yeah, I guess I could. She's not saying anything very important. And I guess that's plenty. Because she's not saying anything, you know, incredibly dramatic at this point. Just saying no. So, you know what? Hold on. Let me redraw this. Let me do the lips in white here. Alright, so she's looking this way. And all this hair. There you go. And we could put like stars in the background, or clouds. Heck, if we want to, we can do another building. There you go. Actually, this is really good. For my second try at that panel, that's really good. This really works. And it leaves plenty of space for her to talk. She could say, no. Actually, where is she going to put this? If I put it here, it'll read that first. Alright, we could put no right there. But then this lettering kind of covers up her neck. Guys, girls, you have to take into account the fact that this lettering is going to occupy some of the space here. Actually, maybe I didn't even need to draw this building there, because this is where her dialogue is going to take place. If you know anything I've been through tonight, you know I've earned it. Okay? So, if I were to draw this, when I draw this, I'm going to give it a little bit more space. Just to make sure. But that actually puts her in the middle. Maybe I can do the reverse. Maybe I can cut it here and extend it this way. So that way the dialogue fills in here. Yep, that's what I'll do. Dialogue can go there. And she occupies the right-hand side of this page. Alright, so that's panel 3. I'm good with it. Alright, panel 4. Let's go to our original plan. Actually, let me do a time check. Let me see how much time I got left. Oh, I'm almost done, guys. Hey. Alright, well, you know what? Let me wrap this up here. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Now you've seen that it's not so easy to break down a page. Listen, I haven't even really drawn anything. All I've done is planned out my page, done some basic layouts. Okay, I didn't fuss too much on this. I didn't create 4 different layouts with circles and different parameters. Instead of 3 on the top, 3 on the bottom, I could have done 3 horizontals or 3 verticals. I didn't mess around with that. The first one kind of did the job. I'm good with it. Okay, but these are things you take into consideration. Okay, you gotta have your characters designed. You gotta know how to draw them. You gotta know which characters you need to be familiar with. In this case, Gotham City, Catwoman, Batman. You need to know location, time of day. In this case, it's nighttime. And you have to be willing to destroy what doesn't work. Okay? That's a cool pose, but that would be a cool pose for a cover, but not for the story. This one is better. It does the job better. Okay? So on and so forth. So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Javier Lugo. I make comics. I want to thank you for your time and your sponsorship. Please share the video if you found it of interest. The next session that I do on this we'll pick up where we left off, which is panel 4 on layouts. I hope you guys have a great day. Stay motivated, draw, and any questions, please ask below, and subscribe. Alright, have a great day. Bye-bye.